Today we have Kevin. Oh, shoot, dude. I totally almost said somebody else's last name. So we're going to start this over. It's a good thing that that was quick and at the beginning because, man. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Big Access Podcast. I'm Brock Benson, the Director of Marketing over here at ProdataKey and also the host of the Big Access Podcast. Today we've got a really special episode for you. We have Kevin DiMatteo with Invictus here. Invictus is one of our new integrations that we have. They are in the video intercom realm and they're a really cool integration, and we're very excited to have Kevin here to talk to us more about that today so that you guys can know about this awesome new feature that you guys can go ahead and add to your ProdataKey system. So Kevin, thank you so very much for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me, Brock.
Yeah, it's really good to have you. And so Kevin, kind of start us talking to us a little bit more about your history in, in your field, and then talk to us a little bit more about how Invictus came about to be and what you guys are all about.
Yeah, that's great. It's a really good story, actually. Multifamily has been my home since I moved away back in 2000. And I've had all these experiences and, pluses and minuses on both sides. But at some point I went, as an adult, I started traveling the world, and I came back and I was looking for a new career. And I started working with a friend of mine who had an integration installation company. And I was bidding these jobs that had Door King and Linear and all these other systems in it. And I was seeing these huge price tags that really had zero technology behind them. And not to say that, that's bad technology. I just felt that it wasn't as evolved as it could be based on the technology that we were now having right in the palm of our hands with our smartphones. So I started researching, and I ended up building a system that is highly interactive and solved a lot of the problems that I had, and I wanted to eliminate from the resident experience.
Nice, that's awesome. And so tell us a little bit more about how Invictus works. What kind of differentiates Invictus from some of these other platforms that are out there, and how it integrates with the PDK system.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Invictus system back in 2015, when we started this, I also, not that I foresaw it, but I saw a need to have better lines of communication, not only with the administrative offices, but with the systems that operated the community. So our system uniquely has had and does have its own engagement platform built into it that really helps streamline communication in all different kinds of ways between administration and residents, as well as we're bridging the gap between the greater community and the resident as well. So the idea is really that we can provide an integration platform, an engagement platform, and an industrial grade high definition video intercom system that's interactive and guided and has a native experience to any user type.
Yeah, and I know that you sent us over a demo unit that I've been playing with here at our office, and we've been getting ready to use it for some promotional videos and some marketing material over here, and it's kind of definitely a different experience when I'm going through it. It's one where we can go ahead and once you walk right up to the screen, a virtual concierge greets you there. So that's very different than other platforms that I've seen. So kind of tell me a little bit more about why you guys wanted to go about having the virtual concierge.
Well, again, having lived in multifamily and lived in a lot of different cities, a lot of different affordability there. So some of the buildings I've lived in have had live concierges, and those people are there to welcome your guests or to your deliveries, to give them direction up to your unit, to verify they are who they say they are before they let them up anywhere. Give me tips if I'm a guest, on or I have guests on where they can go eat or get things done because they're not familiar with the area because they're not from there. So I started to see, well, if that's such a value add for an A+ asset, why can't we have that down the run a little bit more? The A's and the B+ and the B's and even C+. And then I started to think, well, why not just digitize this entire process, make it fluid, and put it right where it needs to be to give it a completely unique experience that really does all the same things that an actual concierge does, but in a digital format. And when we can bridge in all these different beautiful access control products like PDK to have a single app and a single administrative backend, it really creates a terrific ecosystem for multifamily, student living, co-working, that's really based and rooted in futuristic technologies.
Yeah, and it is really cool. You walk up to it, and he basically tells you the couple of things that you've got going at the property. And on this demo unit, it's got your full directory that you can go and be able to go and find a certain tenant that you want to be able to call. You can enter in guest keys, things like that. There's even coupons as well. So if you've got coupons for the community, is that right? Then you can go ahead and access those there.
Yeah. So again, back when I was going through all this again, I solved for the issues that I had, which is the local vendors. A lot of those monies that they spend go towards trying to reach me, the renter, but through different medians, which I may or may not subscribe to. But one that I will always have right on the palm of my hand and in my pocket is my access control app.
Yeah.
They want to advertise a coupon. To me, the best way to do that is right into the thing that I have to use every day, several times a day, that I can walk right into their place. And if it's dry cleaning, I don't have to remember that coupon. If it's a couple bucks off here or there for all my favorite things within my community outside of my four walls, then hey, I'll take the savings, especially if it's that easy.
Yeah, that's really cool. And you mentioned the app, and the app really is pretty dang powerful, right? With that app, you're able to control everything wherever you're at. It takes the video call, so you can have two-way communication with somebody who is there at the at the panel itself on site. And from there, let's say that John Doe walks up to that panel, goes ahead and finds Jane Doe and calls Jane Doe up. Jane Doe can go ahead and hold up her phone and be able to have that two-way conversation right then and there, and then unlock that door so that John can go ahead and get into the building. One of the cool things too was then that that digital or that digital concierge that you had there then pulls up a map of exactly where to go to get to where you need to go. So what was kind of the purpose behind inputting that there?
Oh, lost delivery people constantly.
Yeah, who's ever experienced that, right?
Right. And it's not that I'm lazy, but I don't want to go walk around my property looking for them once they've gotten lost. I'd prefer that they just know where they're going. So it always made sense to me. Once I found out that I could have a high definition video touchscreen, it was like, well, then I'm going to put everything on here that makes life convenient for the end user. And that mapping solution is the ultimate one for all the little stuff, like your pizza deliveries, your food stuff. And this was that's how I felt before DoorDash and everything in the world was being delivered. So now that's come 1,000% into the future, the maps are even more useful. And a lot of companies will subscribe to several softwares to get what we are giving away as just an additional feature to our system. So the maps are just one of several very useful features that we have to offer, the PDK users.
No, that's really cool. So talk to me a little bit more about the app side of things. So the app is going to be something that every one of the tenants has on their phones so that they can go ahead and have that two-way communication anytime that they need it. But what else, what other benefits does this app bring these tenants?
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got your two-way video communications, you've got your video voicemails that can come from the kiosk that you can watch on the app and decide whether you want to download or delete those based on the content. You could send out quick keys and guest keys. Quick keys having real one-time usage and are good for only 90 minutes. Guest keys, up to 7 days. Direct chat with the administration. You can do your maintenance requests, amenity reservations, community notifications come through. We have a classifieds bulletin board in there where they can post things for sale or services they may have, as like babysitting or dog walking or anything like that. Maybe you have an electrician that lives in the building that's willing to hang TVs, or somebody that'll put IKEA furniture together, because nobody likes that.
No, yeah, right.
But all these things have to be approved by the administration to post in there, just, for safe. There's a lot of checks and balances in there for everybody to, be safe. And then we've got the peek feature, which is unique to us, that allows you to really look in on your amenities and see if they're, the environment at those amenities are what you're looking for before you have to walk the whole property to look at all the amenities, so that you can go attend or participate in something you really enjoy doing in the environment you enjoy doing it.
Oh, that's really, really cool. So let's talk a little bit more about having it integrated with the ProdataKey system, right? So it integrates with the ProdataKey system so that it can easily unlock entrances or doors for guests, for the delivery guys, things like that. And how simple is it to integrate the two?
Well, the integration itself was, it's open API, so it's pretty simple to integrate. I'm not a coder, so I won't pretend to know how much effort it took in to do that, Brock, but the integration itself from a user aspect is very simple. All the ProdataKey points of entry that are resident appropriate will funnel into the access points on the mobile app. They'll be able to favorite those and toggle over, so just those show, or they'll be able to drag and drop the access points into the order in which they'll most likely use them.
Yeah.
They'll also be able to put widgets on their home screen if it's like a vehicle gate, or, if they want to put it for pedestrians. But a lot of our users use that in exchange or in different ways to replace a vehicle gate clicker. They just put that one single vehicle gate on that home screen, click it, and it opens just like you would a vehicle gate. And then we've got the obvious smartwatch extensions. And it's super user friendly, and it's, it's a great product, I think.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And one other thing is a synchronized database between the two systems as well, right? So you're going to have your residents, that will also, I guess you'll be able to find their information in the Invictus software, but you'll also be able to find their information in the PDK.io software as well. So it makes it just a unified experience that, multifamily residential places are looking for, right?
Absolutely. I mean, right now, the name of the game is unification and becoming an aggregator. And we're in the unique position, as we always have been, to be very versatile in our offering, which allows for savings and SaaS fees, as well as when you start to pull all this together, one of the multifamily perspectives is we're taking on so many SaaS fees because we have so many different points of software that we're adopting, that we're offering to be a custom software solution for these clients, as well as to help minimize those SaaS fees by already having a dynamic software that provides them with a lot of tools and features that they're paying for to get from a single service provider. And then depending on a aggregator or a integration platform to bring it all together for them, which is then an additional fee on top of that. So the idea for multifamily is you don't want your residents to have to jump around everywhere. You want one app to rule them all, and a day-to-day administrative backend that covers about 95% of your functional needs.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. So Kevin, we're just about out of time over here, but ways that people can learn more about ProdataKey and Invictus is by going out to the ProdataKey website, ProdataKey.com. You go ahead and click there where on the system link, it'll go down. You can find the integrations. You'll be able to find Invictus there. It'll teach you a little bit about it, and you can schedule a demo with us and with Kevin's team to learn a little bit more about it. But Kevin, how do they go ahead and get a hold of you if they have really in-depth questions?
Oh, that's a great question. And I'm going to go on a limb here and tell you can call me directly or me. Yeah. Kevin at invictusxp.com, or you can call me on my cell. I will answer 480-290-0617.
There you go. Well, it's a really cool integration that we're really excited to be a part of. And, I think it's going to be very successful and really something that our installation partners and their customers are going to absolutely utilize and be able to have good, positive experiences with it. But Kevin, thank you so much for taking time to jump on the Big Access podcast today. We're really, really happy that you took the time out of your day to come and do that. But for those of you guys who are listening, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. Go ahead and leave it a 5-star rating as well. And then also be sure to comment and leave us any questions that you might have about Invictus. And also let us know what else you guys are looking to learn on this podcast as well. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next time.